Hi, this is Guy Gordon from WJR. If you or someone you love, if your family has been touched by breast cancer, if your friend group has been touched by it, I've got an event that I really want you to consider. It's called the Women's Healthcare Classic. It's coming up June 13th. And this is a two-course event and two great courses, Dearborn Country Club and the TPC of Dearborn. We separated them into men's and women's events, but the women are also playing at TPC. The bottom line here, if you live or have a business near Beaumont Hospitals in Dearborn, Taylor, Wayne, or Trenton, if you've got a wife, a daughter, a sister, and you're concerned about their health care, you want to make sure and ensure that they have top-notch, state-of-the-art quality health care within the region where you live. This is a great way to express your love for them, your concern for them, and to support women who are currently going through this. And you can do it by enjoying a day on the golf course. How's that for a proposition? We invite you to purchase a sponsorship, make a contribution, all of it to support cancer treatment services for women in our community. We've got some special guests who will help us tell this story of the Women's Healthcare Classic. We want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank our two title sponsors for this event, Karen Wilson Smithbauer and Doctors Harris, Burkill, Wang, Sunggi, and Associates. These generous donors have made a long-term commitment to supporting this event and making sure that women's health services continue to expand and support the needs of the community. We also have 5 companies that have supported all of the Beaumont golf outings this year. These partners are Ahead, CBTS, Roncelli, U.S. Signal, and Whitlock Business Solutions. Thanks to all of you. And let's welcome in David Clays. He is the interim co-chief operating officer and president of Beaumont, Dearborn, and Farmington Hills. David, as I've said, this combines two of my favorite things, golf and women's health care, because I'm a father of a daughter and a husband of a wife who wants the best in health care.
Good morning. Great to be on the show this morning. Thank you for having us.
I have played in this event. I've been a participant going back to when it was Dearborn Oakwood's event. Tell me about the Women's Healthcare Classic.
Yeah, it's a really fantastic event that actually occurs on 2 golf courses. It's essentially 2 outings, one for women on the Dearborn Country Club and the second on the TPC of Michigan. That's both a combined men and women. It's sponsored by Karen Wilson Smithbauer as well as Harris, Burkill, Wong, Sang, and Associates, our great radiology group that's very involved in breast imaging. We've been really fortunate. We have a goal of raising about $325,000 to use immediately in helping and funding either advanced breast imaging or helping those individuals who struggle with, insurance to get that type of imaging or diagnostic studies done. Really fantastic event.
All right, let's focus on the golfer part of this, because I think this is a great opportunity for those that want to either sponsor or participate in an outing this summer, because you've got 2 very distinctive golf courses there. Dearborn Country Club is a classic. It is tree-lined. It's there in the heart of Dearborn, and it's got that old country club field. TPC, a different kind of experience.
Yeah, it was built by Jack Nicklaus some years ago. Obviously, it's held the Senior Tournament of Players Championship for many years. A fantastic course.
And that's more of an open air, a lot of marshlands, wetlands. In fact, I think Jack got an award for how he built around the wetlands and was very environmentally sensitive to the great piece of property that they had there. And so again, it's 2 very cool, and I love the Dearborn Country Club because it is a classic that deserves to be mentioned with the best courses in the area. As you look at how important this fundraising event is, kind of rank it for us as to why it's so essential.
Yeah, for us, it's one of our preeminent events that we have across Beaumont Health, and I think in the Metro Detroit area, just based on its ability to make an impact on our communities and the patients that we serve. It provides, whether it's the digital imaging, nurse navigators, genetic testing. It also, for us as community and business leaders, allows us to get together, to collaborate, to talk, to share experiences or challenges that we have, whether that's with healthcare or other issues with us as business leaders in the community, but also as well with our community leaders that represent us publicly.
And you mentioned something very important there, and we're dealing with a lot of women's healthcare issues right now in the news, but also in Lansing as they determine how they're going to spend this gigantic surplus of money that they have. Is that there are so many women who would access health care, but in so many cases it's denied to them because they're either not covered or they have poor coverage or their coverage doesn't maybe include some of the most cutting edge diagnostic tools and treatment options that you offer at Beaumont.
Yeah, that's the one thing the surplus can make a huge impact. When you're diagnosed with cancer, it's an incredibly lonely feeling. Myself being diagnosed before, and so having resources there to help people. It's a complex system. Obviously, when you're told you have cancer, it's life altering, and so having resources there to help guide people through it, what the appropriate steps are, what is the right and appropriate test, and then ultimately what the treatment is. It is just so important. And I think to your point, we assume everyone has access to healthcare, right? And we all know
Yeah.
that that's just not true.
Well, and there's another interesting point to this as well is in your business, you are forever chasing technology, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that if you want to be able to offer the very best to the women in our community, fundraisers like this are necessary to do that because this technology and being on the leading edge does not come cheaply.
Correct. We want everyone, especially as we talk so much in the country now about healthcare disparities, we want everyone that have that advanced testing, whether that's through a tomosynthesis, that's almost like a CT of the breast that a lady can do, or the latest technology around ultrasonography, MRI of the breast. We want ladies to have the most advanced technology, all ladies. And so that's really important to us. And this event really helps subsidize those initiatives, to your point, in this arms race around technology.
And I will tell you, just as an aside, when I participated a couple of years ago in what was then the Oakwood Classic. The wonderful thing about golf is the people that you get to spend time with on the golf course. It's a game where you can talk while you're playing and get to know somebody. So it's a great opportunity for people to network. I met one of my dearest friends at this golf outing. And so you never know what the windfalls are going to be. If someone cannot attend, if for some reason June is a packed month for them, how can they participate and support this?
Yeah, if that's a struggle to do, there's a couple different ways. You can access the Beaumont Health Foundation by calling 947-522-0100, or you can go to beaumont.org/giving, and you can look for WHCC or the Women's Healthcare Classic and go ahead and provide support that way. We really appreciate all venues.
You know what? I'm going to just do a quick check there because I think it's beaumont.org/giving.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we get the right website out there. We don't want some people ending up at another Beaumont Health Foundation website, for goodness sakes.
Yes.
David Clays, thank you so much, and we look forward to teeing it up with you either at Dearborn Country Club or at TPC.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's welcome in another one of our guests and a very important supporter of this event who also kind of works behind the scenes at Beaumont. He's Charlie Mitchell, the Senior Account Manager for CBTS. Charlie, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Tell me about what CBTS is and does.
CBTS, we are a business technology company. We take a consultative approach working with clients to provide products, services, design, installation support for business technology needs, which deliver value and ultimately save money for our customers.
Business technology meetings. Are you the guys that helped us communicate through the pandemic?
That's one of the areas we do focus on. Absolutely.
Okay, so how am I doing so far?
It's going great.
Okay, good. Thanks so much. So obviously you've got a close partnership with Beaumont Health. Tell me why you're supporting this event.
As a vendor partner, we feel like events like these, the Beaumont Foundation, it's very important for us to do more and support our clients as a partner, the foundation, and great events like this that have great causes behind them and reflect support of our community that we live in.
So give me your best pitch to other companies out there that might be considering this, why it is important, include because you're not just supporting this, you're also to some degree supporting women that are in your workforce, that are part of your leadership team and elsewhere. Why is it important to get involved in this?
We think it's very important to get involved in events like the Women's Healthcare Classic and others because of the services it delivers. In this case, the women's healthcare services for 4 of the hospitals. It's important to support our community. We highly encourage it. These are great events.
Well, and they're a lot of fun, and I think there's a lot of pent up demand after 2 years of kind of having an on again, off again kind of relationship with some of these fundraising events that haven't been able to do some of these things. What just tell me a little bit about your experience with these golf courses, if you have some, in teeing it up there.
I have been very fortunate. We've actually at CBTS we participated in these events the last couple of years with Beaumont, so we've been a multi-year supporter. And I personally have had the experience to enjoy all these great courses. I mean, we are very lucky here in Michigan. As you look at TPC and Dearborn Country Club and Oakland Hills, great facilities, great people, really, really amazing events.
And there's so many reasons to do it, but it's also a business opportunity as well, isn't it, for people that want to participate?
Absolutely. It's a great way to participate in a great cause, and enjoy yourself, and to network with like-minded people and friends and coworkers.
Charlie, we're going to hope for sunny skies, and we'll see you out there.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right. We want to take a moment to acknowledge some of our other sponsors at this time, including Advomass, AMI Strategies, Card Solutions, Care Payment Technologies, J. Joseph Diederich, First Merchant Bank, and Our Magazine. MESP, MSU College of Osteopathic Medicine, Monticello, Reliance One, Team Health, Vibra Hospitals, Viz.ia, and those of us at WJR. Thanks to one and all. As we get ready for the Women's Healthcare Classic coming up on June 13th of this year, we can remember and treat it to some degree as an anniversary, because there would be no Women's Healthcare Classic were it not for the woman that is in the other side of the screen from me, and she is Jan Fitzgerald, who is one of the founding chairpersons of this event. Hi, Jan.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Delighted to have you, and thank you again for creating this amazing and now legacy event. Tell me how it got started.
Well, it was actually a group of about 20 community women in the Dearborn Downriver communities. We got together in December of 1992 and decided we wanted to do something to help women with their healthcare issues. Decided that breast cancer was probably one of the most prominent things that needed to be addressed. And we got together then and we said, well, we're going to just have an all women's golf tournament. That's how it started, just all women. In the first year, which was in September of 93, we wanted to raise $10,000. We said that'd be good because we needed transportation. That was the biggest issue that they needed, was transportation back and forth for their treatments.
Wow, okay.
So that very first year, we put all these women to work and we raised $40,000. We were very happy about that, very happy.
That is tremendous, and I have had the good fortune to be at several of your events since then. Contrast for me, or compare, if you will, what the needs were and what the level of delivery of services and testing and diagnostics, what it was like in 92 compared to now. I mean, just that's a 30-year snapshot of progress, due in no small part because of the funds raised by this event.
Well, in the beginning, like I said, transportation was a big issue, and just educating the community about breast cancer and delivering free mammograms for women. That was way back then, before I've forgotten whatever title it was that came on. And so we really wanted to get women to get in and get their mammograms because that's crucial. Get it in the beginning. Now, with the new tomosynthesis and all of this and all these wonderful events and things that go on with breast cancer, there's been a huge change. And I think that it's evidenced by the reduction in the number of deaths in women with breast cancer.
No question, the life extension, but also To the degree that compassionate care has expanded, that there are less invasive ways of treating this disease. There's more
Right.
compassionate ways of doing the diagnostics. And we want to remind anybody that is watching this now that if you want to participate, or if you can't participate but would still like to support this women's healthcare cause, you can go to beaumont.org/giving. And there are many opportunities there where you can support this, or go to 947-522-0100. You can call 947-522-0100. We're talking to Jan Fitzgerald, who was one of the founding chair people. Just in terms of the spirit of the event, tell me why it's such a special day.
Oh, it's so much fun. We organized and developed this event just for it to be fun, for particularly for women on a golf course on a beautiful day, hopefully in June. And it's a great opportunity for everybody to get together, share their stories. Many of the women that participate have had breast cancer, myself included. And so, we just share a lot of good times, fun times. It's not a competitive thing. It's a scramble and easy to play in, and you don't have to feel any pressure. Let's see, we're hoping to raise $325,000 this year, which would be good. We've raised over the last 29 years, 7 million. And so we're just thrilled to be able to help women in many, many ways. And it's a fun day. I don't know what else to say. It's a fun day.
Well, and as you point out, to anybody that's considering this event, it's a great way for you to pay tribute to someone perhaps that we lost to
Yeah.
breast cancer, or someone who has survived breast cancer, and we are grateful for that survival,
Yep.
that we can pay back or even pay it forward for the next sufferer. And we know that we haven't eradicated it yet.
Right.
It's a way you can pay it forward. And when I play, I would always say, well, I'm playing for my mom, and I would ask the gals in my foursome, who are you playing for and why? And it was a friend, it was a sister, or in some cases, it was a daughter,
Yeah.
because this has taken far too many young women as well.
It has. And we thank you so much for being there for many years. You've participated, been our MC, you've done wonderful things for our event, and we truly appreciate it very much.
Well, and I've contributed a lot of golf balls to the woods in and around.
So haven't we all?
Yeah, for others to find and enjoy.
Yeah.
Jan, thank you so much, and bless you for starting this and having the vision to start it 30 years ago. And look what you've created: $7 million raised, and Lord knows how many lives changed.
We hope so. That was our goal, was to help women with their healthcare needs, and we've expanded a little bit. We've added more things than breast cancer, so it's overall healthcare for women is a good thing.
Before I let you go, as we've got this $350,000 goal for this year, have those funds already been earmarked for a specific purpose, or it is just going to fall under a number of headings?
Well, no, I think that it's not been earmarked for anything particular,
Okay.
but it will be encompassing women's health in a lot of different various ways. And if we can make that $325,000 goal, we'll be able to help more people.
Did I just bump up your goal by
Maybe
accident?
that's okay. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, you can't aim too high. Jan, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you June 13th.
Okay. Thank you so much. You take care.
Let's welcome in another guest who's really on the front lines in the battle against breast cancer and promoting women's health. He is Dr. Donald Kahn, who is president of Doctors Harris, Burkill, Wang, Sunggi, and Associates there in the city of Dearborn. Dr. Kahn, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Guy. Great to be with you. Yeah, our title name is a tongue twister. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right. They sometimes pay me to actually do that. So I've got a little practice. Why was it so important for your group? Obviously, you're on the front lines in women's healthcare, but why was it important for your group to actually host the Women's Healthcare Classic?
Yeah, this is something we, dear to our hearts. I mean, we've been philanthropic in our community for many, many years. Our group's been around since the 1940s. And when the Healthcare Classic was in its inception, we got involved, because every one of our 44 partners in my group have been touched somehow by breast cancer, whether it be their mother, their wife, their sister, their spouse, their grandparent. And and we're so involved as mammographers on the front line at our breast centers, one-on-one with the patients, first line, at the screening. So it made a lot of sense for us, and it was a good way for us to get involved like that with our community in partnership with the hospital.
So, as a radiologist, I mean, you are often the one to some extent, to detect the cancer that's there and deliver that news. And you've seen this amazing evolution in just your segment of the field here, not
Mhm.
related to treatment. Talk to me about that over the 30 years of this Women's Healthcare Classic, how this technology has evolved.
Yeah, well, it's been, yeah, I'm embarrassed to say how far back I go, but it's been from when I first started. We were reading films on individual films. The woman would get 4 films, and we'd put it up on an alternator, and it's just evolved with digital technology. Several years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we really Beaumont made a commitment to 3D tomography, which we have at all of our sites now, and very proud of that because that's the Healthcare Classic's been involved in pushing that technology for all of our breast centers. We've seen advances in whole breast ultrasound, which is an excellent new tool for women with extremely dense breasts, easier to detect smaller tumors. And one of the new things, actually, that Beaumont started doing, and we are certainly doing it in the southern region, is using what's called RF tags, radio frequency tags.
Hmm.
So in the past, to localize a tumor for surgical excision, we would put a wire into the breast, and the wire would dangle outside the breast, and the patient would then get sent down to the OR, and that area at the end of the wire would get taken out. We now are using radio frequency tags where we can implant it right into the area of the cancer, and there's no
Wow.
wire sticking out of the breast, and we can do it the day before, 2 days before, and then the surgeon has a detector and finds that area. So that's one of the new things that we're doing, which is really exciting, and patients love it because it's a little less invasive.
Right. And in addition, you talk about the impact on surgical outcomes and surgical treatments. What about radiation? This 3D imaging has, in many ways, revolutionized that, hasn't it?
Well, the radiation,
Because you can pinpoint the radiation much more. Uh,
yeah, when you're talking about radiation therapy, so that's after she gets diagnosed and after she has the surgery, which is really our radiation oncology colleagues that do that. Their 3D technology, I'm not as familiar with,
okay.
um, but yes, they do have that same 3D technology to pinpoint radiation to the breast, so there's less complications on the skin or to other organs, uh,
Right.
the lungs, the heart. So they can pinpoint. A little bit different technology than our 3D technology, which is more screening the breast.
Okay. I didn't mean to blindside you there, but I just
No,
it's my mom went through this, and that
okay.
was the real game changer for her, was because she didn't have the associated inflammation or burning or things like that, because they were able to do a much more focused treatment for her. And I mean, it's just one of but it does show all the various levels of treatment that need to be paid for,
Hmm.
right?
Absolutely.
From the beginning and the diagnostics where you are to the treatment and post treatment.
Well, and it all ties back to some of our technology in the fact, not that I want to take credit for, the advances in breast cancer, but because we're able to detect smaller, earlier cancers with a lot of attention towards screening, we have seen much less mastectomies. I mean, I think we all know ladies in the past who, that was the go-to surgery, was a
Hmm.
mastectomy for breast cancer. Now it's unusual that they have to do that. Sometimes they have to because of the certain stages, but because they're being detected earlier and smaller, and because our oncology colleagues and our radiation oncology colleagues have their technology, which has gotten so much better, it has decreased morbidity in a lot of women in the past who were uncomfortable with the mastectomy, or
Right.
obviously had complications from radiation.
Well, and not just morbidity, it also decreases suffering, and that's the other, and anxiety and the heartache that comes with it. And that's all part of this benefit package. So as you look ahead, and if you've seen this 30 years of evolution in the screening sector, is there another next big thing coming that we can look forward to and also look forward to funding?
Yeah. Well, it is interesting. I think like everywhere in medicine and cancer detection and treatment, genetics is going to be the next wave, and we're already seeing that. Whether it be with the BRCA gene, with breast cancer, women who have the BRCA gene are at higher risk, and they're being screened earlier. They are more aggressive with treatments with someone who has BRCA, because they will have a tendency to develop a second cancer. So the BRCA gene has really aggressively pushed treatment for those women, and I think we're going to just see more and more advances like that that will direct treatment, the diagnosis and treatment of breast cancer.
Right. Obviously, you're on the front edge of this, both in terms of sponsoring events like this and the work that you do every day. You still need support from others, though, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are thrilled to be the title sponsor of the Beaumont Women's Healthcare Classic, but everything and everyone knows everything is so expensive right now, and technology is no exception. And as technology increases, so do the demands of fundraising, and that's why we're so proud to partner with the hospital and the Healthcare Classic, and raising money for not only the detection, but also what we can do for the patients and their families after the diagnosis of breast cancer through our our nurse navigation programs, which have been incredibly successful with our breast cancer patients, which are also in part and almost mostly funded through our Healthcare Classic.
Dr. Khan, thank you for being an honorary co-chair. Thank you for your many years of being the title sponsor of this event, and for putting the health of women front and center in everything you do every day.
Thanks, Guy. No, it's our pleasure, and I encourage anybody to support our Healthcare Classic. They can go onto the website, the Beaumont website, go to the foundation, Women's Healthcare Classic. And I even have a phone number, which I think you've probably already given, but it's 947-522-0100. Please either get involved or donate. We'd love to continue our good work.
And we will do that. And yes, and the website is beaumont.org/giving. Dr. Khan, we'll see you on the golf course. Thank you.
All right, Guy. Thank you very much.
The Women's Healthcare Classic would not be possible without our honorary committee and our chairs. Donald Kahn, MD, and Karen Wilson-Smithbauer, also serving on the committee. Katie Chambers, David Clays, Donna Inch, Jan Fitzgerald, Mary Kosh, Thomas Lanny, Jennifer Martinson, Karen Mazo, Rob Moran, Bethany Parrish, Robert Rosowski, Chastity Townsend, and Bob Zakar. Thank you for your time and your talent and making this event possible. One of the top donors for years and years, Karen Smithbauer, who is on the Beaumont Foundation Board of Trustees, also one of our title sponsors for the WHCC. Karen, good to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
At some point, you decided you wanted to make this your life's work. What was it? Was there a single event or a tipping point, an aha moment that you said, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to put my treasure and my talent?
Well, a couple of things. My mother had breast cancer, and I'm an 18-year breast cancer survivor. So for myself, some of the experiences that I had were not the best in my my care during my my journey of breast cancer, which took over a year. So I wanted really to do some things to help people that they could go locally, that they could find services and equipment and doctors and get the best care they could locally. And so that's what started me with my donations.
Yeah, there's a difference between care and comfort. Care you can get a lot of places. Comfort you're going to find the closer to home you can be. And was that one of the driving factors?
Well, it was, but some of the other things that we've done, which I think are hugely important, is the Nurse Navigator program. And that is somebody assigned to you once you start your treatment, and they can answer questions. They can get things, help you with insurance. They can help you with so many things. It's an addition to your doctor. And so this is just another thing that I think is, when you talk about comfort, that can do it.
So another way of saying it, that becomes your wing woman, right?
Yes.
As
Yes.
you're heading into this fight and you're on this mission, that ends up being your right hand. What are some of the things that you've seen over the past 18 years, because you've been so involved in this? Just point to some of the milestones of progress that we've seen that have impressed you.
Well, I think some of the things we've been able to do with our the Women's Healthcare Classic is providing certain types of equipment, and the tomosynthesis equipment for breast screenings. The ABIS is a huge one. We have, and not many people have that, and that's for women with dense breasts, which makes it very hard to do imaging. So those are a couple that on the top of the things that we're doing and having these available, at all the different places so people can get to it easily.
And one last word here for those that maybe are the want to support, want to come out and play, but are maybe not too confident in their golf game. We should reassure them you don't have to be have to hit it 250 off the tee to enjoy this outing.
No, absolutely not. It's a scramble format, so it's a great fun, and it's a great way for people who aren't avid golfers, that don't get out there real often to practice, because nobody's going to worry about it. You take the best ball and there you go.
It is very low pressure. And I think everybody's golf game gets a little bit elevated when that happens, because without the pressure, you don't feel like you got to, swing hard and make every shot perfect. That tends to lead to better golf overall when you have 5 options to hit. So words for those that are thinking about supporting and want to take the leap.
Absolutely. If they could, if they need to get more information, there's the website at beaumont.org/giving. There's the Beaumont Foundation office at 947-522-0100 if you need more information. Those are 2 ways you can get it.
Karen Smithbauer, thank you so much. Thank you for your support for the WHCC and all that you've accomplished in your mother and father's name over the past several decades. We appreciate it. It's a great story to tell and a great event. We hope you'll become part of it. And by the way, this is a day of premium golf. You've got breakfast, a pro shop shopping experience, lunch, cocktail reception. Golf pro Rick Smith, who is one of the most storied professionals in the history of Michigan golf, will be on site at TPC Dearborn providing tips for golfers, also to drive a pro shot for each foursome. So on at least one hole you're going to have a great shot. This is a scramble format, which means low pressure for all of you that are like me, a high handicapper. You can register at beaumont.org/WHCC or beaumont.org/giving. And again, the number to call, 947-522-0100. Please mark this date in your calendar, June 13th, for the Women's Healthcare Classic. I'm Guy Gordon. Thank you for joining us.